For the flag off of the new INEC headquarters. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Tinubu, the Speaker, the Deputy President. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, the right hand. Current and some weekend, Honorable Minister of State of the Federal Executive Council, here present, Chairman of special guests of the FCT and stakeholders, top-level staff departments, our flower girl who confidently walked over to me. She is recognized as one of tomorrow's leaders. Esteemed guests, to the people, for the people, by the people. Democracy. What does that portend for a nation as large? Succeeded in promoting the tenets and ethics of democracy. President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, assured Nigerians that he is invested in dialogue and perspective. A fitting building.
Your Excellency, the new headquarters is located in Basic Crescent. The project is, as we can see on the display screen, right? It has basement pipe and office accommodation for management of INEC to be on 3 levels, along with other ancillary facilities.
Speak to us about the work that they have mobilized to begin at this flag of Nigeria Limited. It makes its way here now, the various twists and turns.
Your Excellency, the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the existing protocols. My name is Hatim Amru.
Our democratic institution, bless Nigeria and continuous journey for this democracy to flourish and be a success for the country.
The design and construction of a new independent national electoral commission headquarters. The national anthem.
Your Excellency, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Jubril Barrow, Commander of the Federal Republic, the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, my colleagues, members of the Federal Council that are here, distinguished senators and members of the House of Representatives, the Chairman of Independent Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and National Commissioners of INEC, and the Resident Electoral Commissioner in charge of FCT that are here, the National Security Advisors and heads of security agencies that are here, my dear brothers, former governors of Abia State, former governor of Tinubu State, and former governor of Plateau State, mandate secretaries, permanent secretaries, leaders of various political parties, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, let me, on behalf of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, most sincerely thank you again for giving us an opportunity to flag off this very important project, as explained by the Executive Secretary of FCDA and the Chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission. Your Excellency, let me correct an impression that it was given by the Executive Secretary that this was awarded by FCT. No, this was awarded by the Federal Executive Council in March 2025. So it was not awarded by the FCT. It was awarded by the Federal Executive Council, which has to be supervised by the FCT through the Federal Capital Development Agency. Let's also recollect that the Federal Executive Council had approved the renovation and construction of public buildings. One of those buildings for renovation is just the one we commissioned, the rehabilitation of Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference, the renovation of the 2 chambers of the National Assembly, the construction of the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal, and the construction of 40 houses for the Court of Appeal, the Federal High Court, and the FCT High Court. These were under a directive in order to reduce the shortage of accommodation. And I thank God, I thank the chairman for explaining and for letting the world know that it is through the FCDA that public buildings are renovated or built. I have stated that this is not the first time that when INEC headquarters was relocated to Abuja, it was FCDA. It is good. He says that because so many people will go and begin to say all kinds of things. So it's good that he explained that. And I want to assure you that this structure will be given all the time it is required to see that during your first tenure, this project is completed. That you can be assured that we will do that. And with the kind of support you've given to us, we'll make sure that the contractor delivers. I don't know where he comes from, but by the time he finishes, he'll be back. Because I've made sure that he stays under the sun, under the rain, and justify the money that we are paying. On that note, Mr. President, I will invite you to talk to us and then lay the foundation of this very important project to the glory of God. Thank you, and God bless you.
In Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, the Deputy Senate President, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, the Honorable Minister of State, other Honorable Ministers, the National Security Advisor, who is the co-chairman of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, the Chief of Staff to the President, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Electoral Matters and other distinguished senators, the Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters and other honorable members, former Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps, the Inspector General of Police and heads of other security agencies, Chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council and other chairmen of political parties, leaders of civil society organizations, media executives, members of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, National Commissioners of INEC, the Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Federal Capital Territory, directors and other senior officials of the Commission, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Without preempting the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, I think it's only appropriate on this occasion to start by discharging my first obligation by welcoming His Excellency Mr. President to this occasion. We are glad that the President found time to personally perform the groundbreaking ceremony of the INEC Annex building to complement the current headquarters of the Commission. For a long time, the Commission has been grappling with the problem of inadequate office accommodation. Our present national headquarters is severely congested. Commissioned in December 1997, it was originally planned to cater for 8 Commission members, that is a chairman and 7 full-time commissioners, 10 departments and directorates, and 500 staff. Since then, the activities of the Commission have become more extensive, and the staff strength at the headquarters has more than doubled. Today, there are 13 full-time Commission members, a chairman and 12 national commissioners, 22 departments and directorates, and 1,048 staff. Consequently, every facility is overstretched, from offices to meeting rooms for the Commission's 15 standing committees and other activities, including regular engagements with stakeholders. General staff meetings always take place outside the Commission. In response, the Commission was compelled to rent 2 buildings in Wuse Zone 2 to ease the situation. Over the last 10 years, we made every effort to alleviate the situation until sometime last year when the Ministry of the Federal Capital Territory came to the rescue. I wish to make it clear that this is not the first time that the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, is constructing an office for the Electoral Commission. When the Commission relocated its headquarters from Lagos to Abuja in 1991, it was the FCDA that provided it with offices in Gariki to accommodate the national headquarters as well as the FCT office. When the facility became overstretched, the FCDA again built our present headquarters. The building in Garki now operates exclusively as our FCT office. In fact, today's groundbreaking event is the third time in the last 34 years that the FCDA, in the discharge of its responsibilities, is stepping in to either provide office accommodation or alleviate the Commission's space constraint. As the end user of the facility, our technical team submitted the concept of the proposed building to the Federal Capital Territory, and that is what the FCT is currently executing. We made provision for offices, meeting rooms, conference rooms, a 1,000-seat auditorium, and offices for some of our IT-based facilities, such as the Election Monitoring and Support Center. Beyond these facilities, the building has provision for a museum to serve as a repository for the physical and digital history of elections and electoral activities in Nigeria. This will afford citizens, particularly students, that regularly visit the Commission on Excursion, the opportunity to appreciate the evolution of our electoral history, as is the case in many jurisdictions around the world. The main building opposite the present site shall remain the national headquarters of the Commission. When completed, the new building will complement the main building. For me personally, this is a very, very special occasion. After almost 10 years of persistent effort, the construction of the INEC Annex building is finally a reality. At this point, all that remains for me on behalf of the commissioners and staff of the Commission is to thank Your Excellency, Mr. President, for making it happen and for your personal presence. I would also like to appreciate the presence of the Deputy Senate President, the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, and similarly appreciate the Honorable Minister of the FCT for his diligent pursuit of the project, as well as the leadership of the Joint Committee on Electoral Matters in the National Assembly, leaders of political parties, and all stakeholders for your presence and support. May God continue to bless our efforts. I thank you all.
Gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and sense of purpose that I stand before you today to flag up the construction of a new national office, the annex of the headquarters of Independent National Electoral Commission, right here in Abuja. Today's ceremony is not merely about bricks and mortar. It is about the strength of our democracy, the independence of our institutions, and the future of our electoral integrity. INEC has been and remains the backbone of Nigeria's democratic journey. Its role in conducting free, fair, and credible elections is central to the trust our people place in their government and in our democratic process. For this reason, it is only right that such a pivotal institution is housed in a structure that reflects the dignity, responsibility, and national significance of that institution. The new headquarters is a clear signal of our unwavering support for INEC's autonomy, the capacity, and growth. It will provide not just a home, conducive, but a hub for innovation, planning, training, and transparency in electoral administration. Our democracy is still evolving, and as it is growing, so too must the institution that support and protect it. We are committed to ensuring that INEC is fully equipped, not only in infrastructure, but in law, policy, and resources to carry out its constitutional mandate with courage, fairness, and excellence. By initiating this project, the FCT Minister, Barrister SMO Nyesom Wike, has taken another important step towards the protection of our democracy in this country. I say thank you very much. I salute your vision, courage, and commitment to progress and development of our country. Let me also take this moment to commend the entire leadership of the FCDA. Let me once again commend the leadership and the staff of INEC for their dedication to face the challenge that is necessary and the courage to lay a stronger foundation for our democracy and breezy institution, democratic resilience in Nigeria. To the contractors, supervisors, and stakeholders involved in this project, let quality, speed, integrity, transparency guide your work. You are not just building an edifice, you are building trust in our nation. To all Nigerians, I say, this democracy is not a destination, but a journey. Together, let us strengthen our institutions, safeguard our freedoms, and protect the future. On this note, I hereby flag off the construction of a new independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, headquarters in Abuja. May it stand as a pillar of democracy, accountability, transparency, and national unity. Thank you. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.